Hello and welcome to Well Spaced, a new podcast for designers who leverage the Squarespace platform. My name is Wayne Pelletier, and I will be joined in every episode by my partner in crime here, Olga Kolvasheva. And I
Trevor.
screwed up your last name, Kolvasheva. I got it. So, yeah, I thought that this would be a good opportunity right out of the gate here, episode one, to talk about what the hell we're doing here and our intent, and make a connection here and tell the people who are listening. All I suppose one of them right now is probably just a family member right out of the gate until maybe we get to 10. That'd be a great goal. Not that I have specific goals in that regard, but I thought that we start there and then we can get into some more information. So why don't you introduce yourself, Olga?
Wayne, Olga Kolbusheva, Dolovsky, last name. I own and operate Atlas Studio. It's a Squarespace template shop and web design studio. I also have courses for web designers and small business owners. And I do a lot of consulting about the digital strategy and general marketing. So affiliates are kind of one piece of the pie. And I've been doing this for 7 years, actually. I've been on my own, completely on my own for 7 years. And I had my last office job back in 2017. And it was a remote job. So, like, I transitioned from working at an office. I was a journalist before. I transitioned from working at an office, like going to work every day, to working for myself and never looked back. But still learning a lot of new things and looking for new opportunities, discovering something new about business and design every single day. So I met Vane at Circle Day in Squarespace in New York in
Right.
September last year. It was September 2025. And we met, we didn't talk much, but then we started chatting online. I think after the summit that Kate Scott put together, right?
Yeah, I think it was in her Facebook group where we made a connection and decided to start DMing. I think I asked you if you were interested in making a collaborative content item, and you were like, yeah, that sounds great. And then we had, we started having calls where we chat about what that could and should be. And then it ultimately turned into this show.
Yeah. So, can you tell a little bit about your business?
Yes, I run resonantpixel.co. Resonant Pixel Company is a web design firm, and I have a long history of working in web design. I got started in 1996, and I became a designer, art director, creative director for bigger agencies and leading teams and dealing and interacting with really big brands and awesome clients. And then at some point, right before the pandemic, serendipitously, I had plans to go out on my own. And that opportunity came up in 2019. So I've been running this business for just a few months over 6 years, and I haven't looked back. At first it was take all comers, just do all of the marketing, creative things that I know how to do and execute on. And after a while, I really started realizing that I had to niche down into something more specific so the deliverables can be more consistent. I'm more consistent with my time. I can have an ironed out process that makes it easier to deliver consistent results. So then I went back to just web design after doing all kinds of things like social media creative, branding, brand governance, video editing, and all these different media types. I left all that behind and went web design. But even then, I was like developing for every platform under the sun and trying to hire help on contract every once in a while. no SOPs, no structure around it. Quality was really inconsistent, which led to a lot of late nights. And I decided that I was going to niche into just Squarespace, which I'd been using for I don't know how many years now, 13 or 14, I don't know. I started System 5 like a long time ago. And I liked it because it was easy when I was doing freelance gigs while I was working full time in an agency that wasn't interested in doing web design. And so it was not competitive, but I didn't have time to hack away at deep code systems like WordPress and others at 1 in the morning when I had to get up and work the next day. So what I liked about Squarespace was how quickly it could get to market and how stable it was for these companies. And I don't think either of those things have really changed even in today's system, although you have a lot more creative control, which is a blessing and a curse. I suppose we will have an episode about that in the future. But I think now I run a subscription. I run sort of a software as a service type of membership where brands just subscribe to my productized service and we go and make the whole thing and support them well into the future. And they never pay a lump sum fee for the project. And I achieve my goal of creating and increasing monthly recurring revenue. And it's a win-win. And I have dozens of subscribers to prove it. It's awesome.
Yeah, we started chatting a few months ago and we realized that our business models are completely different. Like
Yeah, quite different.
very
Yeah,
different, but there's a lot of things that we have in common. And the chats were so interesting that we decided, why don't we record those and put them out there? Just
yeah,
like us getting together and chatting about different topics is very, very
yeah,
interesting.
yeah. It's not like a Squarespace Circle show, and this is certainly not in any kind of official Squarespace content, but we both leveraged the platform and have built a business in that ecosystem. And it's an always ever moving target. They're developing so many new features lately. It's kind of crazy. It's hard to even keep up with. And, there are a lot of aspects of running a business in this ecosystem. And I felt like we both run different businesses in the same ecosystem, that there are a lot of things that we can share that will help people ideate or connect with ways to get things done inside of the ecosystem or ways to run their business. We both found, a bunch of success, which is amazing. And maybe we can share some of that as well and tell some stories about working in and around the ecosystem in a way that, you know, it's not really easy to do in the forum and you wouldn't really do it normally in a public setting. So we felt like this was contained enough. This show would be contained enough for us to be able to have that and bring people in the community together in a way that is different than some of the other things we've seen.
Also, discuss the topics that we are interested in because entrepreneurship can feel lonely and you
Yeah,
are
it's hard.
especially online entrepreneurship because you're at home or in your office, you're
Mm-hmm.
looking at the screen, you're getting on Zoom calls with clients, but that's about it. Like if you don't have a support group and usually your friends don't understand business at all
Yeah,
and your family doesn't understand business,
right.
especially like the older family members, they have no idea what you're doing. Like they know you're doing some computer thing, you're some computer guy or a girl, but
Through some computer thing.
there are very like little specific things that we have to have somebody to talk about, and this is the
Yeah,
content we want to produce in this show. For example, how do you talk to a tough client? How do you deal with call no shows? How do you deal with clients who ghost you? Uh, how do you deal with AI and the changing landscape
right.
of the
Yeah.
industry?
in
How do you
sales and
pivot?
marketing. Yeah.
How do you pivot from one business model to another? How do you have guts to pivot? How do you
Which we've both done.
build bigger, something bigger, some bigger than yourself, bigger than you just being a solopreneur and sitting at your desk, bigger than being a freelancer? How do you build a business?
Yeah. Yeah, totally. I think, and the podcast medium for people in the sort of broader Squarespace ecosystem is pretty light on content, and it's a media type that I really enjoy and consume quite a bit of. And we have some friends in the community that have excellent podcasts, and more that have had excellent podcasts that they don't do much with anymore. And it being underserved just seemed like the right place to start putting something in. And we felt like YouTube would be a great way to kind of go from, 1D to 2D, right? Like to just go from audio only, which we're publishing both an audio podcast and the YouTube show simultaneously. So if people want to catch the YouTube show live, if they want to watch the video and see my face and my head bob around the whole time, welcome to it. Love it. But if you're on the go and you just want to listen to the audio in your favorite podcast app of choice, I want it there too, because honestly, that's probably where I'll listen back and critique my work.
So, are you excited about this?
I am, and I know we've got lots of great topics already put together and a couple things in the can. And I think that there's a lot of work to it. I think we both went in like, yeah, let's do this. And then we're like, oh, we need a graphic for this and a graphic for that. And we need audio for another thing, and the editing and the process of recording and where does it go? And how do we divvy up the workload and the technical support? And, it's taken us a little while. I mean, anyone watching or listening wouldn't know that we've been working at this for a couple of months, and now finally the light of day. And yeah, I think I'm very much looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. So, I guess
Yeah,
I'll see you in the next episode.
yeah, yeah. The next one, maybe we'll actually have we'll have a real topic.
Yeah.
We should do a
Thank you
thing where we
guys.
talk about upcoming topics. What do you think about that?
Yeah, sure.
We sort of yeah,
So,
yeah. We should
episode
we can do
2
that. I don't
is
know what's
going
going to
to
be in
be
episode 2, but I know how many topics we have.
selling to local clients, selling templates.
Local, selling templates. We've got one on what's what Squarespace clients really want but don't say, and pricing, which honestly, that's an evergreen topic. You can always talk more about pricing because it's so hard to solve and create action items, because a lot of people see it as being personal. I don't necessarily agree, but we'll get into that on an episode. So, okay,
To local clients, discovery calls, SEO, AI,
and we're
predictions for the market,
yeah, and we're going to
lots of
get into
things.
the identity theft and that pesky circle designer scam. Um, we're gonna dive into that too, and probably keep that as an ongoing topic because I know a lot of people in the community are affected by it, and it's so hard to keep up with the changes in the scam and what's being done about it and what can be done about it. And I think it's good to hear how other people are responding to not just the community, but also their clients, and how some of their clients are responding. Again, I think that's another one, like pricing, like that's an evergreen topic we're going to keep open because it's not stopping. It's not stopping. And there's nothing we talk about it that will make it stop. So, all
Of course,
right,
in each
cool.
episode, we bring up Squarespace and its awesome features and how we're still learning the platform, although we've been on it for years and years. And the platform is evolving a lot, actually. The new
It's moving fast. Yeah.
moving fast and just fascinating features are being launched. And the platform is getting more powerful than ever. And it's
Yeah.
like
We can talk
all
about
in
those.
one platform. So, yeah, this is a good start. And
This was a good start. So now you can say see you in the next one. How's that?
yeah,
Because I
yeah,
cut you off the last time.
yeah, sorry. Oh,
Sorry.
I'll see you in the next one, Wayne.
And I will see you too.
Yeah.